My name is Mackenzie Andell, and my presentation is about sexual violence in the hospitality industry. Today, I will be taking a look at the root of the problem, some guest incidents, what management's role in this issue is, some employee testimonials, and then finally wrapping it up with the bigger picture, which is how we as general managers can prevent sexual violence in the hospitality industry in the future as we move forward in our careers. The root of the problem with sexual violence in the hospitality industry truly boils down to three things. The first being employee safety, the next being a lack of response, and the third being guest protection. Employee safety is crucial when it comes to addressing this issue. We know that employee morale and employee comfort at their jobs are some of the most important things to workers, especially in this industry. When we have positions such as room attendants, which already have a high turnover, we have to do the best we can to ensure that our workers are feeling safe and comfortable in their workplace environment every single day. The next being lack of response. If employees don't feel as though they can approach management regarding these issues, then we truly aren't doing the best that we can. It is important that our workers and our employees have the best relationship possible with their management so that they, again, feel comfortable coming to their workplace every day. Finally, guest protection. This is incredibly important. Not only is it important because it keeps guests coming back to your hotel when they feel safe, but it also helps to maintain a positive reputation about your establishment. Some of the issues with guest protection are not only are the guests needing to be protected against sexual violence, but some of these guests are committing these acts as well against the employees in this industry. Management has a tough decision to make on how they are going to address this issue, not only with employees but with guests as well when these incidents do occur. Throughout my research, there were two major incidents regarding guests that truly stuck out to me. The first one being regarding Sandals Resort in Montego Bay in Jamaica. There were two incidents in which guests were sexually assaulted at the properties and were forced to sign non-disclosure agreements and were paid bribes to ensure that they were not taking their stories to the press after these incidents has occurred. One specific case, an 18-year-old au pair was sexually assaulted. She was paid $25,000 and forced to sign an NDA. This is not unlike many other cases, as over 78 women have reported incidents of sexual assault at Jamaican resorts in the last 7 years. If this doesn't clearly signify a major issue within the hospitality industry regarding sexual violence, then I don't know what will get attention. The next major issue that I noticed was that there are websites such as TripAdvisor and Trivago who have actually been erasing comments regarding sexual violence off of their websites to avoid any bad press for the hotels and resorts that they represent. This not only is a clear violation of free speech, but it eliminates the conversation that is ultimately going to enact change regarding sexual violence within our industry. The next major issue that we have to address is the management issue. I recently found a survey of over 300 hospitality employees, most of which were women and employed in the room attendant sector. 77% of people in this survey said that they did not know about their company's sexual harassment policy in their place of work. 84.7% said that they had witnessed sexual harassment by employees, guests, or even management in their workplace. Only 40% of people said that they were confident that their employer would actually respond to their complaints of sexual harassment in the workplace, and only 1% of incidents reported at one hotel because some people said that they didn't want to be seen as a pain or someone who's always complaining. Now, this is not uncommon when it comes to employees addressing issues of sexual violence in the industry. I recently read many other articles in the Chicago Times and in the Detroit News of incidents that clearly stated that hospitality workers did not feel comfortable approaching upper management regarding sexual violence claims. Many of them felt like they would have been reprimanded, not taken seriously, or even lost their job for reporting these issues. This is clearly a major problem. It is only perpetuating the issue of sexual violence in the industry, and we as managers have to do more to keep this from happening as we move forward. The final area that I would like to take a look at is employee testimonials. There are two in particular that I felt like stood out to me the most, and I really feel like they can serve as an education for every single one of us sitting here today about what we can do to better prevent these issues in the future. The first one is with a resort in California. One of the room attendants shared that her supervisor propositioned workers for sexual favors in exchange for higher paid positions at work. Now, this happened to one particular room attendant, and when she went to address the issue with management, she was told that she should just be lucky that she was receiving higher wages, and was even threatened to lose her job if she continued to move forward with the process of reporting this issue about this particular worker. 3 women approached HR in the year 2017 about sexual violence in their workplace at this particular resort, and they were laughed at and told to ignore it. 2 of the women still work in the hotel today due to the fact that they have to have a job and consistent income. The other woman was forced to lose her job because the sexual violence continued to occur. The manager that committed these acts is still working at the hotel today. The next that I would like to address are with hotels in Stillwater, Oklahoma. I was incredibly fortunate to be able to sit down with 3 room attendants across hotels in Stillwater. Now, one room attendant shared with me about a time that a guest walked into a room while she was cleaning it and made inappropriate comments about her uniform, which was a gray dress with black buttons on the front, something that normally would not warrant any comments at all. She never told management about this issue for fear that she would lose her job. Now, this should be a clear sign that not only do we need to do more to protect our employees, but this is a major management problem as well. Now that we've looked at the root of the problem, we can really get to the big question, which is what can we as general managers do to better protect our employees and guests against sexual violence in the hospitality industry? The American Hotel and Lodging Association has recently created the 5-Star Promise, which is a 5-point plan designed to combat the issue of sexual violence in the hospitality industry. It has been backed by major lodging leaders such as Hyatt, Marriott, IHG, Hilton, and several others. The first point of this plan is to increase training and education. The next being instituting mandatory anti-harassment policies. The third being creating vital partnerships with anti-sexual harassment organizations, such as the Time's Up movement. The fourth being the implementation of electronic safety devices. And the final being improving company culture. When I sat down with the 3 interviewees in Stillwater and told them about the plan created by AHLA, all 3 of them were ecstatic and truly felt like it could revolutionize the way that we combat sexual harassment in this industry. They were especially happy about the idea of implementing electronic safety devices. These small devices have a sensor that alert management anytime an employee feels unsafe in their work environment. Some of them are even equipped with GPS tracking so that management can quickly address the issue and get the worker out of the unsafe environment. Now, the American Hotel and Lodging Association has done a great job in moving forward in combating the issue of sexual violence in this industry, but it truly is up to us as managers to continue to enact this plan and to continue to create change so that we have a safer environment within our industry, not only for guests, but for our employees as well.